Hello again guys, Archelon back with round 2, part 1 of the First Blood Pure Aggression Championship. Looking at match highlights from Pod A and Pod B in this video. NFL and Inchicandy, the number 1 seed against Cray and Dananan for the first game, with Cray's Riven taking the early damage there. Inchicandy going for a play on Dananan's Pantheon, stunned by Cray so that he didn't manage to flip him. Inchicandy forced to use heal, Dananan running away while ignited, but then flashing back in when he sees that Inchicandy is taking tons of damage, and the two melee bruisers are able to kill Volibear before NFL's sign can take them down. Dananan grabs that extra aggression factor point, and him and Cray take an early lead after the first game. NFL and Dananan on purple team, this time invading the enemy team's wraiths, hoping to grab them out there, but blue team uncharacteristically started at wolves this time for some bonus experience, pushing pretty aggressively early on with NFL's blitz managing to use his impressive zoning capabilities, grabbing Shen shortly afterwards, who then taunted the enemy team, allowing Riven free reign on Darius, but Shen was taking tons of damage in response, so both those players were forced to run away. Blitzcrank and Riven trying to do their best to deal as much damage as possible before those players based. Inchicandy grabbing red buff by himself in the jungle to give him some extra pressure in the lane, then catching Dananan's Darius in the jungle trying to farm wraiths, hitting him with that slow, taunting him in the brush. Cray trying to get there with Riven, flash stunning him over the wall, and then managed to kill him before he can get to the safety of his turrets. Cray and Dananan in the top 2 spots there. Inchicandy behind on time. Seeds against non-seeds for the third and final game. Purple team starting at blue buff for Dananan, allowing him to open up Spear City in the mid lane. Then he's grabbed early on, forced to flash over the wall. Inchicandy's taunt managing to allow him to live no matter what. So that was some pretty good teamwork play there. And the other team pushed pretty aggressively, dealing some damage to Shen under his turret. Inchicandy was taking the brunt of the aggro after that, and Dananan just hammering Jace as much as he could. Probably forced to switch their strategy from that point on. Inchicandy grabbed while trying to base in the middle of the lane, but using Taunt to escape that relatively safely. But still, good pull from NFL nonetheless. And Inchicandy once again grabbing red buff. Pulled once again, managing to wait until Jace was in range so that he could taunt him. Still forced to run out, but Dananan again allowed free reign, dealing as much damage as he could with his Pantheon. This time, Pantheon grabbed by NFL, taking heaps of damage in the exchange. Inchicandy waiting till the last moment so he could taunt Jace, and then chase Blitzcrank back to his turret with that red buff, managing to kill him without Jace being able to stop him. Inchicandy grabbing his second aggression factor point, moving into first place, and Dananan will be following him into the next round. And in Pod B, Leonabot and Matt McBurney against Oxy and Too Much Bursty. 3 seeds in this game. Oxy taking the brunt of the aggression early on with the Leona stun, managing to dodge that lethal Blitzcrank grab, but Too Much Bursty poked him all the way back up the lane, and that was kind of a pattern they employed. Every time the grab missed, as you can see here, they managed to play pretty aggressively, dealing damage, pushing them all the way back. Another Blitzcrank grab missed. A lot more pressure from the other guys. Leonabot lancing in, exhausted, forced to flash out, and Matt McBurney popping his heel off there. So yeah, some good play from blue team whenever Blitzcrank's grab was on cooldown, knowing that he didn't have as much of a zone of influence. Then Oxy auto-walked into their turret, grabbed by Blitzcrank, stunned by Leona. Too many turret shots, and he went down with Too Much Bursty grabbing the aggression factor point, but Matt McBurney and Leonabot taking that game 1 lead. Now we got Oxy and Matt McBurney on blue team, and don't expect Oxy and Leona to change their champions at any point during this event either. These are the champions that they've clocked hundreds of games with, and they're both very good with how their champions work. Too Much Bursty catching Oxy there with his Jarvan knock-up. Matt McBurney doing his best to keep him off, using that knockback and the Jarvan slow from his Q. Oxy turning around to hit them with a cone while dodging Leonabot's lance, and that exchange of damage was too much, and they were able to kill Leonabot there. Very interesting fight though. Matt McBurney grabbing the aggression factor point there, and Oxy in second place on time. Third and final game, Matt McBurney and Too Much Bursty on purple team, coming in to invade the other team's wraiths, grabbing Oxy when Leona flashed out of the way, but Oxy just calmly walks to the wall he can flash over. Totally safe after that exchange. Forced to base, of course, and then takes the brunt of the aggression when he comes back to lane, being the squishiest champion on his team. Too Much Bursty trying to deal as much damage as possible to him from range. Leonabot grabbing him with a lance. He's forced to flash out, So there's a good exchange there from blue team with tons of minions safe against Blitzcrank. Oxy just continues to hammer him as he runs back to his turret, and then Too Much Bursty tries to keep Oxy off the turret by hitting him with those Seeking missiles. Then Oxy perhaps a little too aggressive, hitting Blitzcrank under his turret, and that knock-up under turret aggro was just too much at his low level. Matt McBurney, look at that, 17 out of maximum 18 points. Very good score with Too Much Bursty in second place. So these are the players moving on. Inchikani and Danadin, number 1 and number 8 seeds, and Too Much Bursty and Matt McBurney, 7th and 10th seeds. They are in the top 8. They will be split up again, forced to play with new allies, and we are yet to discover who will be the other half of that top 8, but that replay will be going up shortly. So hope you enjoyed watching this one. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.